Gris. I don't know whether I pronounced that correctly. It's a place on the French coast, apparently, where you can see, from which you can see the coast of England. Um, I'm just going to take it section by section, starting with the first line. So here's the first line. One of the main challenges is getting the pizzicato at the speed that is required. Um, and you're going to need a little bit of movement to and fro. That palm is going to need to be able to move a little bit in the pizzicato position. That's why I'm wearing this old sock on my arm so I can slide on the across the guitar there. Yeah, okay. The first two bars, we got this upward movement from string five. We need a little bit of a crescendo there to as we approach the high A at the beginning of the second bar, the high G at the beginning of the fourth bar, and the tenuto signs over those first two notes of bar two and bar four. Uh, Interpret them as emphasis. So we want to get that. Okay, I'll let the pizzicato go there, but you see what I mean. We want those to be a little bit louder. So a bit of a crescendo and a decrescendo. The bar five and bar six, fairly straightforward. I don't think there's anything more to say on those really. You've got in bar six, you've got the movement backwards with the thumb, which is a little bit more, can be a little bit more tricky than going forwards because you're resisting the natural movement of the thumb into the hand. So that might take a little bit of extra practice. Anyway, let's have a look at the next little snippet from bar seven. You'll notice in that little clip that I was using the fourth finger for the B at the end of bar seven. It's not absolutely necessary, but I feel that there's two benefits from that really. One is that the thumb isn't quite so far forward. You're not having to come right from string two back to string five at the beginning of bar eight. You're only having to come back from string three, which is a little bit easier to get at speed. Also, I think you can get a crisper staccato when the note is fingered because you can quit it. And you'll notice at the end of bar eight, I did a similar thing. Instead of playing the final E on the open string one, I went up with finger four to get that. Again, it's optional. It's just what I found worked best. Also, you got a poco rit there, so that helps. You kind of slowing up there, so that's going to make it easier to actually do that. It's important at the beginning of bar seven not to be too loud because you've got a little bit of a crescendo to do in bar eight, and there's not a lot of room for crescendo when you're doing pizzicato. It's very difficult to make it come off. Okay, in the next, I'm going to play that again, and we'll consider the transition from bar eight to bar nine, where we have to lift the palm and play in the natural position. It's required that the thumb play the notes in bar 9 and 10. Okay, so I'm going to, yeah, I'll just play this next little snippet. Okay, so the two bars which the thumb has got to play alone, that's bar 9 and 10, are actually slightly below tempo because we got that poco rit at the end of bar 8 and we haven't got the tempo until bar 11. So yeah, slightly under tempo, and we've got to get a decrescendo there as well. But the tricky thing is quitting the pizzicato at the end of bar 8. That is actually facilitated by the shift up on string 2 to get the E at the end of bar 8. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is you can get a cleaner staccato, but the main reason I think really is that it enables you to have the index finger, or the middle, I say the index really, on string 1, resting on string 1, so that you can kind of pivot up on it, and it just helps with that transition from the pizzicato to the natural, and it also provides support while the thumb plays the notes in bar 9 and 10. The next 3 bars have a harmonic at the beginning. Also the fermata sign over the harmonic. It's a bit of a challenge in getting that. I can't really see any other way of doing it that's going to make it easier. But getting that 4th finger to come from string 5 to play the harmonic onto the C is a little bit of a challenge, but there is one thing to consider, and that's that you have a tenuto sign over the harmonic, which one of the ways of interpreting the tenuto sign is not only emphasis, but also a little bit of rubato. So you might just hold back there a little bit anyway. So we have, and that, I think that kind of works at the end of the run there. Anyway, I'm just going to play those 3 bars in this next little snippet. Bar 14 is played entirely with the thumb, just as before, and then in bar 15 you got transition back into the pizzicato, which will take a little bit of practice again. So here's a snippet from there to the end. Okay, that's it. I hope that's been of some use. Just one final thing. Of course, you've got a molto writ in bar 13, 14, 15, 16. Does make things a little bit easier there. And you've got to come out of the pizzicato for the A in the last bar but 1. I would come out, when you come out that pizzicato, I would still play that A with the flesh of the thumb, so you don't get a very jarring sound like you want that. We want something, we want to lift the palm, but I would still use the flesh of the thumb, and I would use the flesh of the thumb to play the final chord as well, to get a softer sound rather than the rather harder sound of the nail. Okay, hope that's been of some use.